Yeah, I wish I changed the topic. And also I'm gonna record it for, oh, I don't have a record on the cloud anymore space, so I can use record on this one. I wish I changed the topic. Okay, and also that should be fine. Okay, and we're gonna implement this page and then load the product and the product detail page, and probably gonna go and implement this part to add to cart and then see like how it goes. So let's see. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Oh, no one's ready. Oh, so sad, guys. Okay. Let me clean up my logs a little bit. Where is it? I don't know how to this do anymore. And this is the home page. So we're gonna start with the home page. Let's explain a little bit about the code, what we did. Um, so last week we made a collection directory, and we may use the dynamic routing, and we made the collection slug. And so when you go to that different page and add the different URL after the collection, which is we have in the URL. Let me see. For example, a URL like this, you see the collection, and we have a slug, which is like the name of the category. So this is dynamic routing for us, means it can be anything. For example, sofas, right? So different categories. So the way we handle this with the dynamic routing, and for that, so you just need to make a directory inside the pages, and then name it whatever you want it. For example, for us, it's a collection, and you see the collection is here. And the way you want to have a different ID here or different name, so you just use a square bracket on your name of the file, and then you put whatever name you want to do that. For example, for us, is a slug, and when you put a slug or product ID, that's going to be available from the query from the router. And that's how you get the slug. So for example, for now, our slug is a new arrival. And that's how you do it. So router.query.slug is means new arrival. So it will load it and then show it in a page. So that's pretty much everything. And also we did same thing for the products. We use the dynamic routing for product because maybe we have 100 products. We don't want to make 100 for each product one page, right? So that's going to be plain. And so that's so what we did, we used the dynamic routing again, and we did same thing, but this time instead of a slug, we use the product ID, and which is the product ID is accessible from the query in the that component. And we have a use router query here, sorry, use router hook, which is come from the provided by Next router that has different so that's with use router you can access to the router, and the router has a different function in the values which you can get it with this. So right now we have we just deconstruct the query from the router, but you can have the like for example router that push, router that back or go back or something like that. So anything like you want to do in browser, like history or state or props or whatever you have in your browser history, so you can get it from a router, and that's how you do it. So and the other than that, we work on the home page. In the home page, we have get static server side props. Get a static server side props is it's a function which is like allow us to to call the API in the server side and get the data from server. So it's a server. What does the server side mean? Server side mean, or what is the server side rendering means? So it means in the server, which like you have one server somewhere and then host this platform on it, right? So when you use this get a server side props, it's make that page generated in the server instead of the client side. So the browser, if I want to make it like simple, so the browser is client, right? So this browser right now is in my computer, so it's the client side. But what is the server side? The place we host this server, which is the belongs to the, for example, if you are the builder or if you own this website, it's your side or your server side, right? So what is the server side rendering? That means in the server we generate this page in the home page. For example, in here is we have a category page. We generate this category page in the server and then send it as a response to the client. And the client get that all the value and then just load it in a page. And then if you have some dynamic data or you have some like rendering or whatever you have, it will happen in the client side and you update the UI with that. So for example, if I want to show you like what is that means, so there's a two-way you can identify your page as SSR or not. So one of them is if you go to the view page source, and if in the page you have a new arrival text, right? So if you search these texts in this area, you have it in your source page. So means these elements and the UI sent by server to the client side. But for example, like let's go one example from a website like I don't know, like maybe you can find another website it doesn't have a server side, right? Let me say actually show you the other part like has a CSR. So you can go to the inspect in a browser DevTools and console DevTools, and so if you go to the network tab and if you refresh this page, right, in the first one is the page you request this page, and then you see here I request a new local new arrival collection page, right? And you see I have all this value, all the element I have in the page here, right? It doesn't matter. Don't look at the styling because it doesn't matter, and we can fix that one. But if you don't want it, it doesn't matter. Most of sites they don't do a styling, apply styles or CSS in the server side because they want to be page be loaded faster in the client, and then so that's why we don't do it. But some website they're doing it, like my company website. But like let's go to a company like a website doesn't have SSR and how it looks like when you go to the network tab. And so I'm going to this website I checked today. So they're calling it fabric.inc. So you see they have a nice website, right? And they have a lot of information there. But if I go to the inspect this website and then go to the network tab, and if I refresh this page, let's see what they're returning to us, right? So if I go to the fabric.inc, the website will load. You see, we don't have anything in the response, right? So the preview page is nothing. So it means they don't have any SSR. So now what will happen here? Why SSR is important? Because so now imagine the bot from the Google come to scan this website and open this website, and because the response doesn't include any HTML tag or link or anything, the Google bot will ignore it and then say that there's nothing in this page, and then they leave the page. So if you have, for example, some content there and then you want to be in the first page of the Google, so the Google cannot recognize you, okay, what content, what kind of content you have. So that's why you never get ranked on the Google search. So you will be in drop. And if you have some, for example, if you are in the first page, there's no way you be stay there because you don't have this, and then Google will drop you. Or even if you don't have it, so you never get up because you don't have it, right? So that's a problem. And so if I go to the view page, so you will see maybe some of the page, some of the content is there. Probably it's in one point they couldn't load correctly, or they have some error in their UI, and that's break their page. So if whatever, like if I search this one, probably I cannot find it. So that's in meta tag, so that should be there. This is the data props from Nextjs. And yeah, we don't have the any HTML tag includes that content. So it means the Google cannot find it, and means they're losing their rank or search engine. So so that's a main reason we have to consider the SSR. And I hope you guys get it. If you have any question regarding that, okay. Who has a question about SSR? No one?
It's not basically a question. Which one? Like, how can I know when to use SSR and when to use static?
Okay, so if you have a website and the content is important and you want to the Google find you, you need to use SSR. But sometimes you developing a software, for example, a dashboard, which is the like the users log in, and then you do some whatever, like kind of um, you do some like kind of platform to do, for example, showing the user information of posting, right? So definitely you don't need to enable SSR to that, because first of all, because that's a private route, and the private route is not visible to the bot unless they're logging, right? And there's no way you log in the bot or allow the bot to do that. And then also those pages, because the content is dynamic and the private, so you don't want to anyone find out. So you don't need to have SSR. You just can go normal. But and you have to know about that, like SSR is a little bit expensive. So when you enable a SSR, you need to have a server to that. But if you don't have a SSR, or you have SST or site, a static site, so you just can host it to any hosting website or any platform, any type of storage you want. But if you have this SSR enabled, so you need to have a server and then keep running it on the server. So, and it's a little bit expensive because you need to do all operation in the server, and then you got a lot of API call and get the data and then send it back to the server, to the client, and then client load again those API sometimes. So it's a little bit expensive compared to the SSD and the normal without any of them.
I see. See, I got it. Thank you.
No worries, and no problem. So let's go to the coding, and that was about SSR. So I hope you guys got it. And so definitely, if you have any website in the internet, so like any of them you go, for example, Home Depot, right? And you can go check it out if they are SSR or not. So you just go inspect it, and then go to the network tab. So the website has a two type, right? One of them is like, you see the content is there, so they are SSR. As I said, they don't apply the CSS because they want to generate this page very fast, and they applying the UI in the like CSS and styling inside the client side, you see? And that's where I know this page is SSR, okay? Simple. And most of the e-commerce website, most of the blog, most of the website are SSR or the other one. So let's see. So let's close it. So let's go to our design now, and let's continue to build our next part of the page, which is we want to go first page, build this area, and then second this one, and 4 category at the bottom. And these categories can come from the API. So let's do that. So we have the API and list of category on the homepage. So let's go create this 4 category from whatever we have from API. Okay, so for doing that, I'm going to the homepage here. What I can do is, I'm gonna first, um, I'm gonna move this section to another small component. So let's copy this. How can you do that? So let's copy this one. And I'm gonna just make another component in the component directory. And I'm gonna call it what should we call this area, this section? New arrival section, let's call for now. You guys can name better, but a new arrival section and .js. And I'm gonna just say const new arrival new arrival section that is equal to, and then we have a props, and I'm gonna return something here, everything. So now I have go to the home page, and I'm gonna copy everything. Oh, yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna copy everything to this file at the top, and so I have user state and use effect. So let's see what do you use for this user state, and we used here, and we use this one for year 2. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy this entire this area and put it inside my component. So this should works, and also we have collections. So I'm gonna say collection is equal to collections, and here I'm gonna say import, and then new arrival section is from components, and new arrival section. So let me see. I think I have typo. Why cannot type this name? Okay. And this one to do, make sure it's correct. And now I just, instead of all this section, I'm gonna just import new arrival section, and I'm passing my collections as a props to this one. So collections gonna be collection. So now I don't need, let's keep this area. Maybe we can use it for, or maybe I don't need that, to be honest. Let me remove that. And let's remove everything we don't need from here. And let's keep that title because we want to use it again. We don't, maybe they need this one. Link should be here. And that should be good. Collection is a collection, and then here we need to export it. Export default new arrival section. And if I save this, probably gonna have same thing here. So we successfully moved everything to the new file. So now let's go to the product again and add the new section to it. So what we have here, we have collection fetch all with product. Okay. Yeah, that should be good. So now we have a new section. So I'm gonna just say const section and it's equal to style and div, and let's see, keep it like that, or maybe it had the row. Yeah, so let's use row, and so this should be here. So let me see like what we did last time. Section is row, so that should be good. Okay, so that we have it. So let's see if I type something. We have this area. So now what we want to do, we want to add a title, which is trending now, and then a subtitle or paragraph at the bottom of it. So I'm going to use a heading 2 here. I don't want to be too much big, and then let's see. And for doing that, we're going to just say title. So very simple, title, and then say, what was it? Trending now. Trending now. And then we have another paragraph. And let's see what it is. Find the perfect piece of accessory to finish off your favorite room in the house. Find find the perfect piece of what? Piece or accessories to finish off. Okay, piece or accessory to finish off your room. And now let's save it. So let's see what we got. We got this, and then you see like we have trending row now, and then both of them in the same row. But we don't want it. We want to be top of each other, stack top of each other, right? So for doing that, we just wrap, instead of wrapping them inside the section, we wrap them inside the column call. And this call and row come from our ant design. So let's see. So you see, we have it. Now, but what we want to do, we want to make them center, and also we want to add a little bit margin at the top of the trending now, right? So what I'm going to do is simply go to the section here, and I'm going to say margin top, and sorry, margin top, and they're going to be 100, maybe 50 pixel. So we got the space we wanted, but now we want to make them center. So how we do that? So easy, we're gonna just say columns, and then just add, let's use the inline style. So for inline style, in a JSX, so you pass a style and then equal sign and double curly bracket. First one is to accept the dynamic data or like a JSX styling, and the second one is going to be your object, which is include all your CSS. So let's see. And for this one, I'm going to say text align center. Sorry, did you say something? Text align is center, but there is some problem because our column doesn't take the full space here, you see, and we have that. So instead of that, what you're gonna do, there is a two-way to fix that. First of all is in a section, we just make everything center, but we don't want to do that. But another solution is for the column, we make the columns to be full width. For doing that, it's simple. We can just, I believe you can say flex one, That's come from the end design, I think, end design props, as you see here. So if you want to see what kind of props you can pass to each element, so it's easy to go to the components. And now here to go to the grade, because we use grade column and row. And then you go to the API section always. And in API, you see you have row, and this is the props you can pass to each row. So first of all, if you want to align them, so align, and then this is a type you can pass: top, middle, bottom. And the gutter is between like the different each column, so you can pass a gutter or or the row. And you have justify, which is like you can justify your content to be start from beginning or be center, or to start from end, or space, put all the space between. And wrap is if you exceeded the size of the each row, your parent, so we just send the next element to the next line. And also we have a call from the columns, the one we use. And this is all the props you can pass to that. For now, we just use flex, and then we pass the number one to be, we can also use the string, so it doesn't matter, say like string or number, and then we pass one. And that's what we did. So if you guys see it, and now we have another columns. And actually, we don't want one more column. We want one row after this, because this is a row. And now let's see. We have one row. And let's see, we have call. We have 4 call, right? So let's see, put some content here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And let's see how it looks like in the design. Oh, we got it at the end of here. Okay, so what's happened? We had one row and we had one columns. These columns went flex 1. Okay, so yeah, so we don't want to put it there. Maybe we can just move everything inside this. And now we're gonna have everything in the next line. But you see, everything is very small and the beginning. You guys can see it here. At the bottom of the page here. But we don't want to have like that. We want to maybe just let me do something. And add the margin margin bottom 200 pixel. Oops. Oh, yeah. And did I save the file? So
the rows are in the same section.
Yeah, so I add the section here, right? And in the section I add margin bottom, so we should like add 200 pixel at bottom of the page. But somehow it didn't do that. I don't know why. Well, let's see. Maybe we can debug it. Sure. And let's see, make this one smaller. Just see. Okay, so interesting. So section margin. This one works. Let's see, do this. 50 pixel and 0 and 200 pixel and 0. Didn't work. I'm running it. Yes. And let's see. Important. Maybe something is disabling it. Oh, interesting. Forgot this one. I don't know. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe we can just add a little bit of style here. Let's say margin bottom here. 300 pixel. Yeah, okay. So that works like that. We gotta find out why that one doesn't work. So let me see one thing. I don't want this one to be here. Okay, so I have two now. Okay, so good. And now, if you see here, now you see here, everything is like very like put it after each other, but we want to each of them take one space, and this entire row divided by 4. But how we can do that? Simple. We can just say there is a two-way to do that in the end design. So you can pass. I think actually it's not for end. Probably. Yeah, so what you can do, we just say span, and then you pass, it's divided by 24, and 24 divided by 4 is going to be 6. And the same thing going to be for others. So let's see. You see, now we have 4 columns in a row. So there's a problem because this one, if we go to the smaller device like that, we still going to be have same thing, right? So that depends to you how you want to handle it. So if you want to show one per row, so you need to take care of that uh, with the responsive design. So if you want to see like how you can make a responsive, simple to go to the end design and then go to the responsive. And here you're gonna see we can pass XS, SM, MD for each of them different size of the mobile device. And if you go to the here, and I think somewhere is a breakpoint. So your breakpoint should be somewhere. I know it's somewhere was showing which breakpoint. Yeah, here we go. So XS is devices is smaller than 576, and SM is a device 100 equal and bigger than 576 until 768, and MD is that. So we're gonna target SM and MD. We're gonna say anything anything smaller than MD have 2 in a row. Anything big MD and bigger than MD, we're gonna have 4 rows. So simple, instead of span, we're gonna just make this one to be MD, MD, and MD. And then we're gonna pass, instead of 6, we're gonna pass span 6. I'm hearing some voice. Is it a question or is it just, can we just mute yourself? Afshin? I think you are Afshin, right?
Yeah, sorry.
No worries. So now we're gonna have XS. We're gonna say same thing, span to be 12. So for a smaller device, for mobile devices, we want to have 2 in a row. Okay. So now let's see. We're going to have 2 in a row. See, the smaller device, which is going to be immediately going to be 2 in a row. And then we're going to, if we increase it, so we're going to have 4. And that's pretty much everything about that. So we don't need all of them. So now let's see what we got in collection. CLG, collections. So we console logging the collections. And now we go to the console here and then click on the info. So for enabling this area, or you can just disable it and then see everything in the console here if you have error, everything. But if you want to, like, sometimes you have a lot of warning error stuff, but you want to just see the logs and info information. So you just click on info. And in info, you have 3. So these are my collections. Let me make it bigger. Oops. So we have 3 collections. You see, so we have 3 collections, and each collection has a products number. So in a design, what do we have in a design now? So if I go here and I click here, so we have name of the, this is the main product. One product of each categories, or we can be trending now. So it's probably is most sell item. So we don't have it right now because we didn't sell anything. So what we can do is we can select randomly from each category one product, or we can just show always first product from each category as a trend, right? So right now we have 3 categories, so it's good. So let's see what we can do. So what information we need? We need image, and then one name of the product and the name of the category. So let's do that. So I'm going to just remove 3 of them because it's a repeat, and then I'm going to just use one of them. So here we have collections. We're going to use map. So anytime you have, React, anytime you have a list and then you want to show a, like, kind of render that list in the UI. So you use map. So how it works, it goes through the list and then give you a function like as a return. So you see like that, and kind of mapping through that or looping through that list, and then generating a new element for each of those items in the list. For example, we have 3 items here. So we map or looping through this list, and then we get the first first element in the array, and we get second element, third element. And then for each of these items, we generating one UI element, which is like going to be 1, 2, 3, or if you have more, you have more, right? So for example, we have 4. We're going to use, so we have 3, we're going to use 3. So, and here we're going to say collection. So this is the collection, and then we just name it collection because it makes sense. And we say return. So the return is gonna be like returning an element here for us, like that. Cool. So, and then here we're gonna say item dot collection dot title. So let's see what we got here. So you see we have name of each collection here. So that's what we want. And then other than that, we want to have first product of each category, right? So so how we do that? And so say collection has a product, right? So we can say const product is equal to collection index 0 dot sorry, dot products and index 0. So what it does, so this is a list, right? Products is a list, an array. So how you, and it has a 3 item inside of it, and a 0, 1, 2. That's index of each element. So for selecting first element or second element or third element, we just need pass the index of that element in array. And in array, the number doesn't start from 1, it's a start from 0. So first element of array is always 0. And if you want to select the last element, is always -1. And so, for example, this is 2. So this is 3 element here. So you can select, so you can select or my products index 0, gonna give it this to you. Index 1 give you this, and index 2 gonna give you this. And then you can do opposite of it too. So you say -1, -2, -3. So in this case. So for now, we want to just select first element and index 0. So what did we do? Collection, which is index 0, and the products dot products and index 0 is going to be first element in items. So now we need to go and then get the product title, right? So this one. So for doing that, simple in the UI, we're going to just say, let's do this one. And then make this one is maybe title again. We're gonna use title, and this say level gonna be maybe gonna be 4. No, yeah, 5. It's good. And now we're gonna say paragraph. Oh wait, so that's a collection type. That's gonna be same, and we have this one first. So this is gonna be title, and the title gonna be level maybe 3. And then gonna be product title. So let's see what we got. Ooh, we got very long name here, and definitely the title is not good option here because so maybe we're gonna use paragraph instead. Paragraph, and then we say medium. No, it's just like that. Honestly. Paragraph. They are very long. We don't want to have a long name. What we can do, we can just use, I believe we use somewhere the name. Here we used something like that. Okay. Or maybe it's so big. Okay, let's see. And then here, I'm gonna just pass this here, and I'm removing this one. Okay. Still is a lot. Maybe just one line is good. Okay. What is my screen size right now? Yeah, should be good for now, maybe. And this one shouldn't be that. I'm gonna set this one too. Paragraph 2. Okay, that's much better. And maybe you can just see this one. I'm gonna pass text, and make it bold. Let me see, how can I make this bold? Typography, and if I go here, and it seems I have it somewhere here. Text strong. So if I pass strong to my text, it's gonna be bold. Oops, please use text remove property done. Okay, so do I import the text from? No. So now much nicer, right? So now we're gonna we need image. So for image, we're gonna have here, and then you just say image and src. And then say product dot images and index 0, because we don't want to have all of them. So let's see what kind of product images we have. Image has src images product dot images index 0 dot src and dot src. Okay, we got it. But the images are so big, so now we're gonna just do it style it, right? So for doing a style, as we see, we have style. We're gonna use the inline styling. If you work on a bigger problem, a bigger application, so don't use too much inline styling, and usually use it as a, you can create your style component we have in this case, or you can, if you have a CSS, use a CSS, and avoid having the inline CSS most of times, okay? But right now I want to show you guys how you can do that too. So wait, I'm gonna just pass on 100%. Let's see. Okay, we got our images. And so we have like one problem here, just like some images are big, some images are small. And so we don't want to have like that. We just want to have images in the middle. And, or maybe you can, guys, we can just have this area, like make a container or wrapper around the image, and then put the a specific width for it, and then use the width for, like, for example, like size the image 50% of that width, and it will always to make it center. So let's do that, see like how it goes. And so let's see, we're gonna have a div, very simple, and then we're gonna have a style, and we have here height of 150, no, maybe 200, and then let's see what's happened. Okay, so still we have that, and then you're gonna have, remove this one, need to be, it's gonna be 100%. It's gonna be high, gonna be. So the problem is images are not same size. So let's see how you can fix this. And you say height is going to be 100%. Okay. So let's remove the width from here. And then we say height going to be 100%. Okay, we got same thing, and at least height is same. And now you say how are we going to width the image. Width should be so no. Can interesting problem. Guys, any solution? Any suggestion? There's a couple ways we can do that, but I don't want to go that way. So, in one thing you guys consider, like for example, these stuff like that, you always have to use the same image. So for example, if you go to the different store to avoid this kind of problem, what they do they usually have their all images in the same size, cropped or framed in the same size. For example, if 250 or 250 350 is going to be always the same thing. And so they're not gonna have this problem. So because of the sizing, but we can solve that. There is a couple way to solve this problem. One of them is we load the image as we load the image as a CSS as a background, and also make the center and put some sizes, which we don't want it to go that way. And the other one is we calculate one of these images and then always put a mid of, I don't want to do that because we want to use the here. Okay, so let's see what we can do. The problem is this image. And if I do it 100%, gonna be a little bit stretched, which you don't want. Okay, so for now it should be good. So when you working on yourself, like try to find the images in the same size, or use the graph like a tool like Photoshop or any other tools to make them same size. That's very important to make a nice looking website. Okay, so now we have it, and but it's still a little bit different from the image. So we don't want to go that way too much, so you guys can just add the styling or like some CSS to add font size, whatever you want it, so to make it match with the design. Like if you really want to go that, so maybe we can just say font size, and that's going to be 24 pixel, maybe a little bit smaller, 18. And you got my point, so you can do whatever you want it. And then let's link this one to the category page or to that item page. So because it's a trending and this item is trend, I think this should be go to that product page. So for doing that, we just import a link. Oh, actually we have a link here, so we're gonna use that. I'm gonna wrap my image with that, and then we have href, and then href we're gonna have product dot, I think was, I don't remember what was it. So it was something called handle, product dot handle. Okay. So now if I go click on this one, so it goes to that product page. Nice. They say that product is not fine.
Didn't we use the ID?
I think we use ID in the product page here, but we passing it, yeah. But there we don't, we don't have anything. We just in the here we just have product ID. Oh yeah, so sorry you guys. Here we just need to pass product too, right? So we say we gonna be something like this. It should be like product dot sorry product and then product ID or product handle, right? So let's see if I go here and now if I click one of them, go here and then I have my product link or product handle. So let's see what is this error here. So list should have unique key and props. So for doing fixing this is so simple. And anytime you use the map and then you rendering a list in your UI, you need to pass key. So in this case, we're going to use collection.id or product.id. So let's use product.id, product.id. And now if I refresh this page, so it doesn't have any warning in this page because we same. And then if I go to the home page, still children with the same key, and this one should be unique key. Let me see. Okay.
I think because the same product is in sofas and living room.
Oh, maybe this. Oh yeah, these two product IDs the same because we put the product for in a two different category, and the living room category has same product as the sofa. So it's one product and then in two categories. So it shows like that. So yeah, so let's use the index instead. So in this case, and yeah, so let's see. Okay, so that error gone. So that's good. So now we are done with this part. So you can just do more nicer for yourself, a little bit styling and then do stuff. You see we have nice here. You can have that. That's good. And things good. Things good. Just responsive is good for this. Nice. So now let's go do one more thing. We want to go in this page and design our product page. Okay. So we have two columns. We have one row, two columns, and we have a title, the amount, and the quantity, and the numbers, and everything. So okay, let's see what we can do here. Simple. I go to the product ID page here. So I'm gonna import my style from style style component, and also I'm gonna import row and call and so I don't want anything here, and say row, and I have two columns. This one is too simple, right? So we have two columns, and simple XS gonna be span gonna be 24, MD gonna be 12, and gonna be I think gonna be 12. So what is wrong here? Okay, 1 minute. And say here have image area. We say product details area. Okay, we got that. That's pretty much very nice. So now we have here. So as you see, we want to just load this as a product. Sorry, as get service side props again. So what we're gonna do is just copy this one, and I want to put it at the end of the file like that. We're going to remove everything here we don't need it. And we have context. Context has prom, and then here's product slug. But for product, we have product ID. So what did we use as a slug here? Did we use it as, yeah, so handle. We use it as handle, right? So maybe we can change the product ID to handle. This one should be a slug too. And so we can call it a slug again. And fetch collection client that collection that fetch by handle. But we don't want to fetch collection by handle. We want to fetch product. Shopify by npm. Let's see. And so let's go to the product area, fetching product by handle. Okay, so it's like client.product fetch by handle. So let's see. And now same thing we have here. And instead of this one, we're gonna say product product is equal to rate, and then that one gonna be slug, and I don't need this one. And then I'm passing product to this area and name my collection to be product. Don't need this one. So now we have product in my component, in accessible as a props in my component. So I'm saying product. And then I'm just constantly logging product to see what kind of data we have. So if I go to my UI and then refresh this page, we got 500 internal error. We say product has already declared. So where is declared? As you see, we declared here. So we don't want to be like that because we don't need it anymore. We don't need this one anymore. But we just don't see CLD product. Okay, so now we refresh. Client is not defined. Of course, this client should be imported. So at the top, I'm saying import. I think this was, let's see how it was. So it's default. And let me close extra pages. Say slug, and then here we say client is from Shopify, no? Shopify, and then Shopify. So now let's see. We got the product info here. So now we can do whatever you wanted, right? So product, we have product image, and here very simple. And let's see. And the UI is good. So let's add some style to it. Import, container is equal to styled and row. And then we can just gonna insert this. I'm gonna like that because I want to be margin, add margin at 22, maybe 150, 100 pixel, and then 0 pixel for around. Okay, that should be good. So now, maybe it's a lot actually. 50 pixels is good. Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna add our image. So, and then I'm gonna say width gonna be 300, 400, and height height gonna be maybe 402, and then gonna be fill. I want to be responsive. I don't use this image too much, but you can use it. See like how we can how it looks like. Image from next image. So if you want to see what kind of props you can pass to this one or what it is provide to you, you simply just go to the Nextjs and to documentation, and then things is believe is image. So this is a new API provided by the Nextjs, which is has a lot of good feature, and it's provide you optimization and a lot of things. And so you can pass your size, and also you can pass the quality, what quality you want to image be. Like, so for example, you have very high, big images, 10 megabyte images in your project, and then you want to use it. So you add the quality you wanted, for example, 100 or 500, like some number, and it will make a different variant of that photo in the build time. So anytime in the like the computers load, like someone's loading that page in the browser, and then the Next.js will automatically render different variant for that browser. It depends to the speed and then the time in the timing. For example, if for initial time load, so it's load the very low quality, and image like immediately the page load is going to be rendering higher quality until like get the full quality of that image. So that's kind of like they calling it or image optimization and lazy loading. So you can follow that. And so we have a lot of things here, so you can just see it. How you can use it is simple. You have image, and then you pass for the image you have to pass a height and width for it. And then you have one more thing you need to know is this one, device sizes. So you can say layout responsive, layout fill, and layout I think there's one more thing, fixed. So for example, right now we're gonna use a responsive. We want to be responsive, and so we have a problem here. It doesn't load. So let's see what it is, because we didn't pass src. And so it's a product dot images, and we always want to index 0 dot src to be our image. So cdn.shopify.com is not configured on the image in your Next.js config. So we say, I don't know how to do this one, to be honest. I never did it, but maybe we can just go find it out. So say we can come here, and then I think it was somewhere around here. Images, loaded image magics, and example and images domains. Okay, so we can say here and go to the next config. We don't have it, so let me create next.config. And here, I'm gonna pass, where is it? I'm gonna copy this one and paste it here. And now if I go to my components and then say you have to add that this one as a domain. So let's see, we add it here. And for doing this, because we are changing the configuration, so we need to restart our server. Hey guys, do you have any question until now? If it works, we're gonna use it. If not, we're gonna remove it. Okay, it works, I think. Yeah, you got it. That's so cool. So now let's see how it looks like. Actually, I'm going to go to the network and then I'm going to use, I think it's somewhere here. I'm going to say slow 3D. I want to see how it works. Great. So slow. Oh, that's so slow. Maybe faster. Oh, that was so slow. Really? This website gonna take that much? Disable cache. Let's go back. Oh, never mind. Too much. Okay, so we got the image, and now now what you want to do is having this title and everything is here, and also we have a background here, like a kind of grayish. So let's gonna see how we can add that. And for doing that, I'm gonna just come to my component here, and I'm gonna just pass style. And then
May I have a question?
yes.
In the document is for the image Nextjs, there is that the layout is responsive, but in your code you set the fill to responsive. So I'm now.
Did I say layout? Oh, where do you see? Yes. Oh yeah. Thank you. I thought like I want to say layout fix, but yeah. Thank you. Let's see what's the difference actually. Okay. See that was make it responsive for taking space for and container. See, very nice actually. We could use this one for homepage images. But that's cool. Thank you. Let's change this background color to the what we had to on other pages. I don't remember what was the color. You guys remember? We had it somewhere. I'm pretty sure. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. And then we have here. And this one should be color. And like this. Okay. So we're gonna add a little bit, maybe. No, we don't have any. Uh, no, that should be good. And now we're gonna add the second area. So I'm gonna import typography here again. Typography. And then we're gonna say typography. Oh no, sorry. We're gonna hit const title, text, and paragraph from equal to typography. And now we have that. So there is something problem here somewhere. I can see it here. And paragraph, and we have title, title, and here we have product dot name, title, and here we have product dot description. I believe I typed it wrong. Descriptions. And now let's see. Okay, we got that, but still we have a very long name. So I don't like how it is. So let's fix that product. It makes us a lot of problem. So I'm gonna do partner login. Go to my partner shop store login. Hmm. Hmm. Login. Login. This one. Stores and CSC class. Login. Go to the customers. Oh, sorry, apps. What are the products? Yeah. So the products, and this one is very long. I don't know why I named this long for. I'm gonna change it to my face. This one is changing. Page title, this one. Okay, save. Now, if I go to the home page, they probably save it, right? Okay, I have. So we have product images that no, because we have a very long name here, which is we don't have it in here. So what's happened to this product? So here section 1, 5, this one is complete, should be okay. This is draft, save, and go to the home page. I think that product is cached right now, and it's slow that handle up undefined. We don't have that product. What do you mean? If I go to the application and create a site. So somehow I'm leaving the game this components, which I removed that product, I believe. So let's make it enable again. and enable also, and this one should be there. The type handle is good. Give save. Okay, so that effect now it works. So now if we click on it, we have nice thing. Okay, that should be good. So now let's see what we got here. And the price. So where is the price we want to have? So we have actions, options, and option has a title, field base. Now we have a variance. Variance is the first one. So variance is the first one is the variance, and the variance has image, which is the same image we have here, and then we have price, $600, 600, and then we have currency and everything here, right? So what we're gonna do is simple. We're gonna select the first variant first, and say product const variant is equal to variant. Right. Okay, let me see. Variant is equal to product, the variance, then index 0, because we have a single variant. And if you have multiple, so you can just map to it and then add some kind of like fancy stuff there. But for now, we have one. And so let's see what we got from variant. We got price, and we got the currency code. So what you can do, we just go variant.price v2, and then amount and currency code. So let's see. And then let's see, we're gonna use paragraph again. And then you say variant and dot price v2 dot currency code. Let me see, copy currency code. And then we're gonna have another one, say variant dot price v2 dot amount. Now we have our currency, and also we have the amount of the money we have to pay, but it's a little bit small, so let's make it bold. So for doing make it bold, we just say we wrap everything in a text. So text is kind of like span, and then we just pass strong to it. So this one is there. Oh, we have two. Okay. So now we see we have a little bigger. And what else do we need? We need to have two buttons. One button which is like take whole space, and one quantity, and these two plus and minus button around it. So for doing that, for now we just can have here we're gonna say first of all button, and let's pass ghost because I want to be that looks like I want it. So here we say ghost. No button, and also I want to be full slash block, take full space, and then say add to cart. Okay, so it seems the color is I think so. Let's make it black. So I'm gonna say pass style and say color black. And then I want to say the border color black too. Border color to be black. Okay, nice. And then I want to be size gonna be like a little bit bigger. Size gonna be large. So again, how do I know these props when I'm passing to these buttons? It's very easy. You can go to the end design again and click on the buttons, and you can go to the API, and then you can see what kind of props you can pass it to that element. For example, right now we used Dust, block, and these two, and also we use the size, and we pass large to it. What time is it? 7. We have 30 minutes to wrap it up. Okay, so I think I need to go a little bit faster, guys. I'm sorry for that, but I'm trying to go slow, but I think we need to go faster. So another one, like we have one input in a page. Let me see. Oops. We have one input, which is like have a 2 button around it and plus and minus. And maybe we can find something similar in end design. So input number. We have here we don't have something, but let's see here. We have inputs. No, we don't have anything. Okay, so probably we're gonna have our own. So let's use it. First of all, we're gonna use the input number. For using input number, you just import input number at the top. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wrap this inside the one row. Oops. And say input number. And here I'm gonna say on change. You say set set amount. Oh wait, let me say maybe we can just say collection. Calculate amount. Oh no, we don't want to calculate. We just want to add how many we want to add. Set amount, and then pass the number. So say like that, and then we pass amount plus 1, and here we're gonna say on the top we're gonna say const and amount. Use set amount, and gonna be is equal to use state, and then use the state, we're gonna default value to be 1. And now we pass the value to this input number.
You need to use brackets, not curly braces.
Where?
At the user state.
Yeah, true. That's so true. Thank you. So let's see. What do we got here? So we have user state is undefined. Nice. And so let's import user state from React. React. Now let's go here. Value is not defined. Okay, so why I pass the value? Say instead of value, I have to pass amount. So now we have 2, 3, 4, whatever amount you want. The good thing is about input numbers. So if you insert like a text, so it's not gonna accept it. And so now we have that. So we're gonna have a plus button. We have like that here. So if you want to, let's make that one too. First of all, I want to add a little bit of styling here and pass padding to it. So padding going to be 0 and 100 pixel. Maybe 100 is a lot. Maybe 100 is a lot. Maybe I just pass 50 pixel. That's really nice. And now we're going to add a little bit styling for the margin. Did I say just margin? Okay, so then we have post. That should be good now. And now we have margin top. And margin top going to be around 50 pixel. That should be enough. Okay, so cool. We have that button. So if you want to add a button around that, we can do that too. So we say button, or maybe use, we don't use button here. Can we use button? We can use, okay, let's use button. So let's see, like if you want to use a div, how we can do that. Very simple. We're going to add one div and add around it. And one of them is going to be plus and one of them is going to be minus. So in a React, you can attach event handler to any element in like any HTML element. So how you can say, let's say on click, and then we can pass the same thing, right? Set amount, and then we just say amount, because it's a plus, amount +1, and the same thing gonna be here, but this is a minus, and you're gonna say -1. So now let's see what we got. So we got very small button here. So if I add it, click adding it, and if I do minus, gonna be minus. So let's style it a little bit. I'm gonna say this one div and const. Say custom button for now. So this, I'm pretty sure you guys can come with some better naming, but div, and then I'm gonna say with maybe 50 pixel, no, maybe 30 pixel, 32 pixel, and this one should be start 32 pixel height. Pixel. At 32 pixel, and then we say display flex and justify content center and align center, and then we're gonna say font size. Font size gonna be 18 pixel, no, maybe 14 pixel, and you want to make it bold. Font weight gonna be 500. Okay, so now just add this one instead of div. Let's see what's happened. We got better, and we don't have a. We want to add the border, and so let's see. Border gonna be 1, maybe 2 pixel. 1 pixel is enough, and solid, and then you need black, and select border radius. I want to add border radius 2 pixel to that button, and we have almost that. Very nice. And we don't have a cursor, and say cursor pointer. You want to be button should be clickable. Okay, that's pretty much everything. So now we have add to cart. So what you're gonna do, because There is a two-way to implement this add to cart, which I want to go. I want to implement the Redux, and then anytime I click on the add to cart, it will add to Redux and update my store in Redux, and then in navigation at the top, and always I get this value from Redux and it show it there. That's a one way. Or another way is I just anytime I click add to cart, anytime I click and add to cart, I just add these values to my local storage, and also call API the Shopify API to add this item to the cart. So let's see what we can do. So let's see what time is it? We have around 15 minutes. So let's go and implement add to cart for now and see how it is. So if I go to the documentation of this SDK we are using, so we need to create a checkout in order to add the product to cart. Very simple, client.checkout.create, then this one. So for doing that, we just go in here. Same here, we can just say const checkout is equal to await client dot checkout thing dot create, and that's something like that. Checkout dot create, yeah. And now we have a checkout, so I'm gonna just pass checkout here. And I'm not sure we need to do this one for the checkout. Okay, let's do it. And so now let's check it out, what kind of checkout we have here. And now checkout, console log checkout. So we get checkout undefined. Interesting. So maybe I refresh this page. So checkout has a value now, and this value is very important, right? So we have in the checkout, we have line items. Each product we add to the cart, and then we have line item subtotals, and for each item subtotals, and also not items, like for all items we added the subtotal, and if we have set up with tags and everything, so it's going to be shows up here. And then we have total price version 2, same. So what is the currency, and then what is the amount? So let's add one something to this checkout ID. So for doing that, we have ID. So we have to use this ID to add item to it. So if I go here, creating checkout we've done, and now updating checkout with the item. So we have custom attribute key, this one, or maybe adding item, line item, checkout ID. Yeah, so we can use this one. So let's see. And we have this too. So const and add item to cart. And this is a function which is doing some stuff else, right? So first of all, get checkout ID. So we have a checkout here. So instead of checkout ID like half coded, we're gonna say checkout ID. So checkout.id. Checkout.id. Let's see what it is in our UI. So we say checkout.id. We got this item. And now what we have line item to add. So variant ID. So we have variants here, as you see in the product. I think we don't have it here. So let's see if I console log. product 2. So we have a checkout ID and product. So product has a variance, variance 1, and we have a variance has ID, right? So let's see. As here said, we need to pass a variance ID. So we select our variant at the top. So what is say variant dot ID, and the quantity is the quantity we want to add for that product. Right now is amount. So we say we pass the amount to it. And then if we have any custom attribute, we can pass it. If we don't have it, we just say no. And that should be everything we wanted. And so check out, and then let's see, we're gonna pass Sylvie and check out. Okay, so let's see. Now, what I want to do, I want to add 2 products. I think I put it other way. This one should be minus, this should be plus, right? Let's see. No, that's good. Okay, so we have 3 items, and now I want to add it to my cart. Oh, sorry. So I need to attach these events or function to the button, right? For doing that, say on click. And I'm passing my item. Yep. So now, now if I press this one, that function will call, and that function will give us these values. Probably I need to do parse JSON to see what it is. Again, I can just copy here, and then say checkout. Okay. So now I'm going to add 2, 4, 5 more. So you see we have, right now we added, and then we got back these checkout items. And then in the cart, in the checkout, we have 1 kind of product, line item is 1, and we have quantity of 8 inside of it. Why we have 8? Do you guys know why we have 8 here? Anyone know? Can you guys guess why we have 8 but we have 5 here? Because we clicked it 2 times. So first time was 3, and the second time is 5. So it's give us the 8 back. So the Shopify knows, as many times you click on it, and it will add to the same product if its variant ID is the same, and if the checkout ID is the same. So you cannot have two same product with the different number, right? So right now, for example, if I make it 8, 7, 10, and if I click and add to cart, probably I'm gonna have 18. See, we have 18. So there's a solution for fixing that, and we can instead of like so when we have this product in the cart, so instead of adding item to the cart, we need to update item to the cart. That's how we can solve this problem, and that's going to be like later on we can cover it. But for if you want to guys, if you want to know, so you have to check in the product if that item exists in the cart. Use, if it's not exist in the cart, use line item to add this command, add line items. If it exists, you need to update line items. So let's update line items here. It's going to be same thing, and we just need to add checkout ID, we just change the value. So let's see if I change this one to update line items, what will happen if I send a value here. So right now I have 18 in my cart and I want to make it to 5 and I click add to cart. I get line item something wrong here. So let's see. Can I add the line item, this one is the same, amount is same. So line item with ID not found in line item not found. Okay, so let's see. Line item to update. Is it make it difference to have a naming different? I don't think so. Check out the line item. This one gonna be same. I don't think so. It should be different. Okay, let's see. Okay, line item with ID not found. So let's see. We have checkout ID here, right? We have line item. Oh yeah, so this one is not accepting like that. This should be because it's not array. So as you see, because we're updating one item, oh, it should be same. Oh, okay. Sorry guys. So this one should be. Let's see. Go back to here, and then this one should be ID. It's a little bit different. So we have ID now. And now we go here and then make it 5. Come on. ID, quantity, and I'm passing it here. And here I have a list, and this one has ID and then quantity. And this should be. And quantity 2, quantity should be an amount. So invalid ID location, line 1, column 2, path, check out line items, update, and that shouldn't be there. Maybe it's asking for product ID. So let's see if I send product ID to it. Product.id. Oh, okay. Yeah, so my guess is like when you go to update the checkout, and so here we have a line item. Some reason our items is gone here because we refreshed it. Okay, so what's happened here? Yeah, that makes sense. So what's happened here, because we calling this endpoint all the times, anytime component is refreshed, we generating new checkout every time. So next time when we click on it, there's no any checkout item there. So what you can do is maybe, yeah, so that's a problem right now. Maybe we can fix it later, but for now, let's get back this code here and then say add line item, and this one should be same. Maybe can say const update cart, update line item, checkout, and then this one should be same, and get it this, and we have same thing, almost same thing here, and here we have ID as before we have, and checkout ID is the same checkout ID, and then we have what was it? Updating line item, update line items. So so we got the variant here. So now we have this one, and now here we conditionally add this variant. So we say anytime we get these items. So what we say here, we're gonna say const checkout is checkout is checkout as item, and then set is checkout as item, and then we use state, and then CV false. This is like a temporary solution. So anytime here we have it's a false, we're gonna, anytime it's a false, we're gonna add. But if it's and if it's not, we're gonna say update checkout. Something like this should be work. So let's add items 3. Call. We add our items. Oh, maybe no. Sorry, we didn't update it yet. And so for updating it, so let's see. First of all, our condition is wrong. So is it true? Add item to cart. Yeah, so now it's fine. And anytime we add this item, we're gonna just make this one true. Const say set is checkout item to true. Right now it's false. Okay. So now we're gonna say 4.5 and add it. Let me just refresh it again. So our checkout doesn't have any item. One more, add. So we're running this one instead, update instead of other one. So this one should be like that. That was correct at the beginning. So refresh, and now let's check it out. So I have 2 items. I'm gonna add it. So I got 2 items in my cart. So 2 items in the cart. Line item is 2. Where is it? Here. Do I have cart? Probably I didn't. Interesting. So I got items here. So I have 2 items here in the cart, and now we're gonna say 1 and update it. Go on. Okay, guys. I think for today is enough. I will take care of this one for the next meeting. So for next meetup, and then we'll find out about that. And then for the next meetup, we're gonna add Redux, a little bit complex topic, and then how we probably going to design our cart page, and then the last part is how we can go to the checkout page, which is if I say to show it to you guys, we're going to say we have this URL here. I don't know, I can get it, value of this, copy property path, and this paste here, and store as global value. copy this and copy temp one. We have this one. As you see, we have here our checkout, which is item was sold out because we don't have any item inside of it, and item is not, we don't have any stock. But the next one gonna be how to get to this page and how to create the next page of us, which is gonna be, we're gonna make this page and make this icon works and shows the number of the product in the cart. And also when you click on the process checkout at the bottom, it goes to this page and the user can pay here with a credit card. So for now, we don't have any the shop is not payment is not activated, so you cannot go there. And also because we don't, this product is sold out and you cannot sell it. But this is connected to the Shopify store, so it's gonna be works fine. And that's pretty much everything. Thank you guys for today. If you have any question, we're gonna have 5 to 10 minutes to discuss this question. Anyone? No? Okay, thank you very much. Have a great day. Talk to you Thursday for the last session.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.